years old. I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, a little bit outside of the city, and I want to have a conversation today about the fear of criticism. So, this is in the six major ghosts of fear, and it's a part of the book Think and Grow Rich that we've been having a conversation about for 130 something episodes now. So, this fear personally is probably just as bad as the fear of poverty. So yesterday I talked about the fear of poverty and the fear of money and how damaging it is, and we went over the symptoms. Now I want to go over this fear because for me, I find that once I got over the fear of poverty, I was hit with a new fear, which is the fear of criticism. So that's the conversation today. Want to talk about it. So you know Think and Grow Rich, yeah, it's a great book. It's got 13 incredible principles on how to build success, but we got to realize that there's going to be obstacles on the way too. And those obstacles are these six ghosts of fear. And this fear, he says may have started at the time of politics when they started getting into political debates. And you see it now, right? You go on the news, right? Let's talk about the 2020 election, right? How much of it was actually about how well the one candidate was going to do for the country versus how much were the two candidates bashing one another, right? So, all of a sudden, criticism really is a big thing in society now. Everyone is judging another person on social media, and so it's starting. You're starting to see this fear take place, and people. I noticed, a lot of people are afraid to speak up and say what they truly believe because they're fearful of the media coming at them, right? Maybe I don't agree with everything that the masses are saying on Twitter, and the fear of criticism is not letting me speak up and be like, you guys are actually wrong. So there's many areas that this fear comes into play. It may come into a play for you, and it may really get in the way of you getting rich. So another version of this is even I don't mean to go there, but I want to go there. Religion, right? A lot of people, he talks about how a lot of people actually kind of disagree with what they're taught in religion, but they fear the criticism of stating their true beliefs. And if someone in their church asked them, like, do you believe this, they would rather lie and say, yes, of course I believe this stuff, than tell their people what they truly believe. And so I'm not going to go down that road, but I do want to say, like, the fear of criticism is huge. It's second at the top of the list. And I want to talk about the symptoms of it, because if you are experiencing any of these, then the root cause is the fear, which is in the subconscious mind, and the symptoms are just honestly the mind or your thoughts being expressed. So let me ask you these, and then we'll have a conversation after, okay? So let me start off by saying this. He says that this fear is almost as universal as the fear of poverty, and its effects are just as fatal to personal achievement, mainly because this fear destroys initiative and discourages the use of imagination. The major symptoms of this fear are so number one is self-consciousness, right? Are you nervous most of the time? Are you timid in your conversations and meeting strangers? Do you have awkward movement of the hands and limbs? And are you shifting of the eyes often? Right. So are you self-conscious of yourself when you are approaching new people? Number two, lack of poise. Right. Do you lack uh, true voice control? Are you nervous in the presence of others? Do you have a poor posture of body? And do you have pretty bad memory? Number three is personality, right? Are you lacking firmness in decision? Do you lack personal charm and the ability to express opinions definitely? Do you have the habit of sidestepping issues instead of meeting them squarely? And are you constantly agreeing with others without careful examination of their opinions? Right? So that's a big one. Are you going to agree with the crowd rather than really evaluate, okay, are these people thinking right? Right? Is this giant mass of people that I'm following really thinking, the way I truly believe they're thinking? And am I going to agree with them just to please them? Okay, 4 is the inferiority complex. All right. Do you have the habit of expressing self-approval by word of mouth and by actions as a means of covering up a feeling of inferiority? Are you using big words to impress others without knowing the real meaning of those words? Are you imitating others in dress, speech, and manners? And are you boasting of imaginary achievements? All right. So he says that this might give you a surface level appearance of superiority, but deep down, are you seriously are you do you have like that inferiority complex, right? Do you not believe that you are enough? So, number 5 is extravagance. All right. So, do you have the habit of trying to keep up with the Joneses? And what I mean by that is like, are you spending beyond, how much money you're making just so that you look like you are rich and successful and like everybody else, right? So, that's extravagance. Number 6 is lack of initiative, right? Do you fail to embrace opportunities for self advancement because of the fear of criticism? Do you have the fear to express opinions? Do you have lack of confidence in your ideas? Are you given evasive answers to questions asked by superiors? Are you hesitant of manner and speech, in deceit in both words and deeds? All right. So are you, this is a question to myself. Am I holding myself back when opportunity presents itself? Am I going after it? Or am I thinking, okay, what will they think of me, however, if I do go after this? All right. Number 8, lack of ambition. Right? Do you have mental and physical laziness? Do you lack of self-assertion? Are you slow in reaching decisions? Are you easily influenced by others? Do you have the habit of criticizing others behind their back and flattering them to their faces? Do you have the habit of accepting defeat without protest? Are you quitting an undertaking when opposed by others? Are you suspicious of other people without cause? And do you lack your manners and speech? And are you unwilling to accept the blame for mistakes? All right. So that's the conversation on the fear of criticism. All right. So I want you to just think like, what points stick out to me? Because, you know, this is a conversation that I've had once with my mentor, and it's about addiction to approval. And most people, they may not say that they're addicted to other people's approval, but as a matter of fact, 98% of us are, and the only people who aren't are honestly schizophrenic. So how does this fear really hold us back? I know for a fact when I started my first business, I was so worried and thinking about what would happen if I fail, what will people think of me? And before I know it, I ended up attracting that failure simply because that's what consumed me. And it was at that moment, during that time where my first business truly did fail. It was just a simple painting business called Student Painters. It was at that moment that I hit a real big low, and I decided that I needed to take control of my mind if I ever do want to become rich like I say I am. So even talking about things like this, like Think and Grow Rich, right? This is something that I truly believe in, but am I expressing it to as many people as possible, or am I holding myself back because of the fear of criticism? So, just some things for even me to think about. But this fear is so prevalent in this world, especially with social media. People are afraid to truly express their opinions, right? I feel like, even me, I hold back from really saying what I believe because I know it's just the opposite of what most people do, or the masses are talking about. And so you know, I'll leave it at that. I'm not going to talk about what I disagree with because there's too many and it's not going to do you any good. But do you have your own definite opinions, or are you just agreeing with others just to agree with them? Right? So how is this fear holding you back? What do you need to do to really overcome the fear of criticism, and what do you need to work on internally? So that's the conversation today. It's on the fear of criticism. And yeah, I want to thank you all for watching. I'm gonna wrap it up here. Keep it short and sweet. And yeah, this is a video where maybe some of the things stuck out to you. Watch it over again and really evaluate yourself here and evaluate how is this fear holding you back from getting the riches that you want. So thanks for watching. I'll see you when I see you in time and space. Bye everybody for now.